I could have been broke, jobless, or sitting in an office, but I chose to pick up a Stilson's and use my hands to work and become a plumber. It was one of the best decisions what I've ever made for myself because it gave me a sense of independence, yeah? I enjoy what I do, and I know that there are thousands and millions of adults who hate what they do. They don't enjoy what they do, and they just want it just to be over. Don't get me wrong, I love what I do because it allows me freedom. I like to meet new people, yeah, and go different places. And that's what you do as a plumber. You get to go and see different places, different people's bathrooms, who's got what, all of that stuff. And for me, it allows me to be everywhere where I want to be and meeting brand new people for the first time. When I started my career as a plumber, I didn't know that it would give me this much enjoyment as a job, if you get what I mean. You know, some people say they like their jobs and they love coming to work today, and some other days they don't like it. Of course, I have the same thing. But ultimately, I understand that I've got this level of freedom in a sense of I have to travel to work, right? And I have to travel to see different jobs. I get to buy tools, which I've always wanted tools growing up. I think I had a fascination with seeing my dad and my uncle with tools. My uncle is a plumber by trade, so anytime I used to go to his house, there would be buckets of copper fittings, there would be copper pipe benders, all types of tools. My dad is more a mechanical person, so my dad used to fix my mum's car, so he used to have tools, and my dad also used to work for BT, so always had tools. And he actually gave me my first set of tools from BT, but let's not talk about that, because anyway, BT might be watching. Right, what that gave me was a sense of confidence, and a sense of confidence within having your own tools to do stuff, yeah? Even if you don't have the ability, it just sparks this interest which allows you to be like, oh, I've got a screwdriver, I'll take that thing apart tonight. You don't know why you're going to do it. I mean, for context, my mum used to tell me, yeah, that growing up, when you got a Meccano's and you got Scale Electrics, all I wanted to do was take it apart. I'll be sitting there one Saturday and the whole thing would be taken apart. I'll try my best to put it back together, and I would have to ask my dad to help me with it, which I'm very thankful for. And that way I learn where things go and how things go back. And obviously the fact of you must not be taking apart these stuff what your parents buy you with their good money. 2 lessons learned at one time. The next lesson I learned for my journey as a plumber is that learning is the fuel of plumbing, right? The moment I stopped learning and I wasn't interested within plumbing, I'm interested in gyal, doing other things on the side. I wasn't learning and I wasn't progressing. So I wasn't becoming a better plumber. I was just becoming someone who knew what they knew and just carried on with everyday life. But it wasn't making my life easier. What was making my life easier was the point of me saying, I can actually build something out of myself with being this plumber, you know. There's actually a lot of people that require my services in and outside of my community. So that journey started of acquiring customers and understanding people, right? So I got to meet more customers, understood people, build my self-confidence, but also understand where I was going with my journey. Because your journey can take you on loads of different roads, right? I've always thought, as a plumber who has learnt off of good plumbers, that I'm in the right hands, you know. They could see potential within myself, whether it was my learning ability or my ability to want to do stuff. Because, you know, growing up as a plumber, my first early days, you spend the time in the van. You look at the paper. You watch over the person's shoulder. You ask him, "Oh, can I do that? Can I tighten that nut up? Or can I do this?" And sometimes, if it's late in the day, they're gonna say, "No, hell no. We can't afford you to fuck it up here. We want to go home." But just take note. I didn't always work with people who were like that. They were more hands-on. "Yeah, Jay, you can do it. Get in there. Get yourself in there. I'm going to the van. I'm going to the cafe quickly to order some food. Call me when you're finished." When I had that experience of my plumber, who's Jack, who said, "Yeah, Jay, do that job and I'm going to go to the van and read the paper," I thought, wow, this is my chance, you know? This is my chance to get the job done right. And I know what to do because he's sat with me time and time after again, asked me, "What do you do then? What do you do that? And how do you do this? And what's the reason for doing that? And then what do you do at the end?" And those things kind of stuck with me. And those lessons, what I learnt then, good part of 20 years ago, pay for my everyday life now. Me being a little bit more thoughtful when I think about, oh, how can I maintain what I'm looking after while impressing the customer without not bringing up something to do with health and safety? Oh, notice that when I went up and changed your taps, noticed that your toilet was running a bit, you know. You might want to, we could have a look at that and we could change the washer for you because I know what it is. So letting someone know that I know what it is from the beginning lets them see that I'm confident, but I've also had a look at it for free already. That will always entitle people to be like, "Okay, yeah, if you don't mind, if you've got a couple minutes, yeah, we can do that for you. Just a little extra 50 quid or something, you know. Something for the purse. Oh, no, that would be lovely if you could sort that out." All of these individual people who mentored me from my stage of being a plumber, yeah, gave me these skills for life, which were being presentable, being polite, respectful, but also understanding what you're doing, because people are going to second question you to the ground. "Oh, why didn't you get the cheaper one? Well, how do you know it weren't working? Well, what did you do to test it? Oh, did you try to do this?" So there's like 4 things that they could ask you off the cuff, which are just regular questions, which in the wrong circumstances at some point, at some time, they could irate someone. "Oh, why are you asking me questions? Do you think I don't know what I'm doing?" They're just asking questions. It's understandable. Even as a tradesperson, I've seen this through my mentors when they're on the job, get questioned in ways like that. And I'm like, whoa, she was on you, innit? Yeah, man. Yeah, she definitely Googled something before we got in here because she had her questions ready. But it's good to see because it conditions you for what's to come. And once you have a few years of experience within this industry, things are a lot easier, you know? It's easier to navigate, to move. And the decision which I made in my teens to become a plumber, I mean, I wouldn't look back. I mean, when I've told people that I've been a tradesperson for over 21 years and I still look this young, they're like, wow, I know. I'm like, I know. I've been looking after myself. But my mind has been looking after my career because it's been in the right places at the right times. I've had the right level of focus. Some points I wish I was more focused, but there's nothing what I can do but make up for time, if you get what I mean. So it takes time to call yourself a tradesperson, and it takes time to understand if those decisions which you made in your earlier days were the correct and right decisions for you in your later times. I understand that I could have done any other job. I could have done an office job, but an office job for me, I mean, I haven't got ADHD, but I will be bored. I have not got ADHD. I've had office jobs where I've been a lecturer and blah, 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 but that keeps me quite busy and grounded, and it's a passionate thing that I'm passionate about, which is my trade. And I realise that there are a lot of people who are not passionate about their trade, but they're still tradespeople, you know, but they just have a different outlook on it. They don't fancy it as much. I fancy it. That's why I make this type of content. Because if you was looking to get into a trade, I hope that was enough of a message for you to say to yourself, you know what, this is something I want to step into. This is something that I have some interest in. So if you like this type of content, I want you to subscribe, because I'll be dropping way more of this type of real life content about my own life, about being a tradesperson, and hopefully it inspired someone else. But I need you to press the subscribe button, because I've realised you haven't since you've been watching this video. And I would really appreciate it. Drop a comment if you can do, but subscribe is a must. And I'll see you on my next upload.